In the heart of the kingdom of Nyumbani, where the sun kissed the earth and the rivers sang songs of old, lived a beloved royal princess named Elsa. She was known for her kindness and grace, with deep brown skin that glowed like polished mahogany. Her large, expressive eyes sparkled with curiosity, framed by thick lashes. Adorned in a flowing, colorful kanga that draped elegantly around her body, she wore a beaded necklace that told the story of her lineage. Today, Elsa sensed a change in the air, an unease that whispered through the leaves. Drawn by a sense of adventure, Elsa ventured into the Whispering Woods, a place where tales of enchantment and danger danced together. As she stepped deeper, the trees seemed to murmur secrets. Suddenly, she caught a glimpse of something slithering among the roots, a glimmering scale catching the light, then disappearing into the shadows. Elsa's heart raced. She felt the pulse of something ancient lurking just beyond her sight. Suddenly, from behind the twisted roots, emerged the giant serpent, its presence commanding and fierce. This was no ordinary creature. It was the legendary Nyoka, known in folklore as the guardian of hidden treasures and secrets. "Why do you intrude upon my domain, little princess?" it hissed, its voice a low rumble that echoed through the woods. Elsa, feeling the weight of its gaze, replied, "I seek wisdom and truth, not treasure." Nyoka, intrigued by her bravery, decided to test her spirit. "If you wish for knowledge, you must prove your courage. Face your fears, and only then will I reveal the secrets of the woods." Elsa nodded, determination blazing in her eyes. "I am ready." As the mist thickened around her, she could feel the pulse of the forest, the heartbeat of magic intertwining with her own. Just as Elsa prepared to face her trials, dark shadows flickered at the edge of the clearing. These were the spirits of the forest, guardians turned rogue, hungry for power. "What brings you, little princess?" they whispered in a chorus, their voices a blend of temptation and threat. Elsa felt a chill run down her spine, but stood her ground, ready to confront whatever lay ahead. In the heart of the forest, Elsa faced her greatest challenge. The spirits encircled her, demanding she surrender her spirit to gain power. Elsa closed her eyes, focusing on the love of her people and her dreams for peace. "I will not be swayed," she declared, her voice strong and clear. But just as she stood firm, a chilling laughter echoed, sending shivers through her. Just as the spirits advanced, Nyoka raised its head, its eyes blazing with ancient fury. "You shall not touch her," it roared, its voice a thunderous warning. The shadows hesitated, their menacing energy crackling in the air. Elsa felt a rush of hope, but knew this was just the beginning of a greater conflict. With Nyoka by her side, she prepared for the battle that would determine the fate of her kingdom. As the dark spirits lunged forward, Elsa felt a surge of adrenaline. She drew upon the strength of her ancestors, channeling their wisdom and bravery. Nyoka unleashed a fierce hiss, striking at the shadows with precision. The battle was not just for her own life, but for the very soul of Nyumbani. The air crackled with tension, the outcome uncertain. Just as victory seemed within reach, a powerful shadow lunged at Elsa, its grip tightening around her ankle. "Will you yield, little princess?" it hissed, its voice dripping with malice. Elsa felt panic rising, but remembered the love of her people, the dreams of peace she carried in her heart. "Never," she shouted defiantly, but the darkness began to close in, leaving viewers breathless. Elsa felt the cold tendrils of darkness tightening around her, but deep within her heart a fire burned fiercely. "I will not let fear control me," she shouted, summoning every ounce of courage. With a swift motion, she kicked at the shadowy figure, trying to break free. Nyoka lunged forward, its powerful body weaving through the swirling darkness, ready to protect her at all costs. Just as Elsa thought she was gaining ground, the shadows unleashed their most cunning weapon, illusions. Images of her family and friends appeared around her, their faces contorted in pain. "Help us, Elsa!" they cried in unison, pulling at her heartstrings. Doubt crept in, but Elsa remembered the teachings of her ancestors. Strength lies in unity. "I will not be deceived," Elsa declared, her voice ringing with newfound strength. She closed her eyes, reaching out with her spirit to connect with the forest around her. "Ancestors, hear me. I call upon the unity of my people." As her voice echoed through the woods, a warm golden light began to glow from her, illuminating the shadows that encircled her. The very essence of the forest responded to Elsa's call. Flowers bloomed brighter, and the trees whispered encouragement. The golden light pushed against the darkness, causing it to writhe and hiss in protest. Nyoka, invigorated by the awakening of nature, prepared to strike at the shadows with renewed vigor, ready to protect the princess at all costs. As Elsa summoned the strength of the forest, the clash of light and shadow created an electric atmosphere. The air crackled with energy as Nyoka struck at the nearest shadow, its powerful body weaving through the darkness. Elsa stood firm, channeling her courage and love into a radiant shield that pushed back against the dark spirits. The light of Elsa's spirit began to unravel the shadows, revealing their true forms, lost souls trapped in despair. "You do not have to remain in darkness," she cried, her voice filled with compassion. The shadows hesitated, unsure whether to retreat or to fight against the radiance that was engulfing them. Elsa, sensing their hesitation, extended her hand. "You can find your way back. Join me in the light." Her words resonated in the depths of the forest, reaching even the most stubborn of spirits. The shadows flickered, their forms wavering as they debated their fate. Suddenly, from the depths of the shadows, a darker figure emerged. The leader of the spirits, a formidable being cloaked in swirling darkness. Its eyes glowed a fierce red filled with rage and jealousy. "You think you can save them? They belong to me," it thundered, sending a chill through the air. The dark leader's presence was suffocating, but Elsa refused to back down. "They deserve a chance at redemption," she declared, her voice unwavering. Nyoka, sensing the impending danger, positioned itself protectively in front of Elsa, ready to confront this new threat. As the showdown began, Elsa focused all her energy on the light within her. "I will not let darkness win," she shouted, channeling her love and hope into a beam of light that shot towards the dark leader. Nyoka, emboldened by her spirit, lunged forward, ready to protect the princess and confront the darkness that threatened their world. As the forces collided, Elsa felt the power of her ancestors surging through her. The dark leader's shadow hissed in fury, struggling against the encroaching light. In that moment, Elsa realized the true battle wasn't just against the shadows, but against the fears and doubts within her heart. "You cannot take away their choice," she proclaimed, focusing all her strength into the light that radiated from her. The battle intensified as Elsa channeled every ounce of her spirit into the radiant light, pushing against the dark leader's shadow. "You are stronger together," she shouted, remembering the lessons of unity and love she learned from her ancestors. As she spoke, her light pulsed brighter, resonating with the heart of the forest and the spirits within it. The dark leader, feeling the pressure, began to falter. "No, you cannot win!" it screamed, its voice filled with desperation. But Elsa pressed on, her voice unwavering. "You may have power, but love and unity are stronger than any darkness." With each word, her light grew, pushing back the shadow inch by inch. As Elsa's light enveloped the dark leader, the shadow began to break apart, revealing glimpses of the lost souls trapped within. "Release them, let them go," Elsa urged, her heart full of compassion. The spirits, once angry and lost, now seemed to awaken, drawn to the warmth of Elsa's light. In that moment, the dark leader paused, uncertainty crossing its features. Elsa seized the opportunity. "You can choose to embrace the light. You can be free," she said, extending her hand, filled with compassion and understanding. The dark leader's fierce facade cracked, revealing a hint of vulnerability beneath. Slowly, the dark leader began to change, its form softening as it was touched by the warmth of Elsa's light. I remember," it whispered, its voice now less menacing. "I was once a protector of the forest before I lost my way." The shadows that had clung to it dissolved, revealing a figure that was both regal and sorrowful. As the dark leader embraced its true self, a new alliance formed between them. Elsa smiled, her heart swelling with joy. "Together we can protect the kingdom of Nyumbani," she said, her voice filled with hope. The forest began to shimmer with new life as the spirits joined in, celebrating their newfound unity. The kingdom celebrated their victory, not just over darkness, but over fear and despair. Elsa learned a valuable lesson that day. True strength lies not in power alone, but in love, unity, and the willingness to forgive. The bonds forged in the heat of battle became the foundation for a brighter future. As the sun set over Nyumbani, Elsa looked out over her kingdom, her heart full of gratitude. She knew that the fight against darkness would continue, but with love and unity, they could face any challenge. Together, we will always shine brighter than any shadow, she promised, knowing this was just the beginning of their journey. And so, the tale of Elsa, the royal princess, and Nyoka, the giant snake, teaches us that while darkness may come, it is love and unity that will always guide us to the light. Remember, no matter how daunting the challenge, together we can overcome anything. Hope you liked this story. Subscribe if you find the story interesting.